Hey everyone, it's Marianne, and this week we are debunking some trans myths. Just keep in mind these are my own personal opinions, and I have the right to them. You may not agree with them, and that's totally okay. You don't have to agree with everything that I think. Anyways, myth number 1. Taking tea or having surgery will make you happy. Myth. I think that a lot of pre-T trans guys think that once they start taking testosterone or have surgery, they'll be happier, and when in reality there's an issue that might be much deeper. I don't know what the procedure is for the US, but in Canada you have to see a psychiatrist before they start you on any hormone therapy. And I think a lot of guys lie about their feelings or whatever just so that they can start tea as soon as possible. They're probably worried that if they do say something, the doctor might put a hold on things until this thing is addressed. But now, without addressing this thing first, the testosterone or the surgery will act like a band-aid. You know, everything is fine on the surface for a while. You have tea running through your veins, you feel amazing, everything is awesome, and then bam, things start to go downhill again. You're feeling sad, upset, angry. You don't know why. Like, what's going on? Tea was supposed to make me happy, and tea was supposed to fix everything. And then, yet again, at your doctor's, like your follow-up appointments, you don't say anything because you're worried that, you know, the doctor might reduce your dosage or might want you to stop for a little bit just so you can fix whatever needs to be fixed, but you don't say anything because you don't want that to happen, and now you just kind of spin further and further away. Maybe you become meaner to people around you, and just nothing makes you happy anymore. So obviously myth, taking tea or having surgery will not make you happy. If you don't address any issues you may have, you know, whether it's depression or bipolar or whatever the case may be, if you don't address those things first, tea is not going to make you happy. It is not going to make your problems go away. Yes, it may slow down the transition process, but in the long run, you'll be even more happy and more healthy than if you hadn't addressed these things, whatever it may be, in the first place. So that's my thought on that one. Myth number 2. Taking tea gives you the right to blame it for your actions and behavior. Obviously, that's one big fat myth. So now for us non-trans ladies, you know, when we get our periods, some of us maybe become a little more bitchy, a little more emotional. Some don't even have anything like that. But there's a fluctuation of the hormone level at this time. So, you know, it's acceptable to have a little PMS. Same goes for trans guys to an extent. Fluctuation of hormones can make one a little more irritable at times, but it does not give you the right to be an asshole. I read comments from other sweethearts saying that their partner demands this, demands that, expects their sweetheart to drop everything and tend to their every need and want. And then when the sweetheart asks for something from their partner, the partner just explodes in saying that, like, they're not supporting them and that they're selfish and they're only thinking of themselves. And then the sweetheart, like, turns around and justifies this behavior by saying, oh, you know, it's just the testosterone and it's a phase, it'll pass soon. Wrong. He's the one being inconsiderate and he's the one being selfish. And I also hear, like, trans guys cheat and they say that, like, I have all these hormones running through me and I need to experiment. This is an experimental phase. That's effing bullshit. You are a cheating douchebag asshole and you cannot blame testosterone for that. And, like, I understand tea makes you horny as hell, but you are an adult. Act like one. So, myth. Taking tea does not give you the right to be a douchebag asshole. You have only yourself to blame for your actions and behavior, not testosterone. And with that, it pretty much goes hand in hand with the myth of relationships during the transition have to be all about the transition. Relationships are two-way streets. You both have to give and receive. You both need to communicate, and you both need to have your needs and wants met. Now, I'm going to read a passage from a book that I'm reading because I think it goes hand in hand with this myth. So, forgive me, but I'm reading. Alrighty. A doormat is an inanimate object. You can wipe your feet on it, step on it, kick it around, whatever you like. It has no will of its own. It can be your servant, but not your lover. When we treat our spouses as objects, we preclude the possibility of love. Manipulation by guilt, if you were a good spouse, you would do this for me, is not a language of love. Coercion by fear, you will do this or you'll be sorry, is an alien to love. No person should ever be a doormat. We may allow ourselves to be used, but we are in fact creatures of emotion, thought, and desires. And we have the ability to make decisions and take action. Allowing oneself to be used or manipulated by another is not an act of love. It is, in fact, an act of treason. You are allowing him or her to develop inhumane habits. Love says, I love you too much to let you treat me this way. It is not good for me or you. So, don't be a doormat. 5 languages of love. Yeah. Alright. That's my take on a couple myths there. I've either pissed off a lot of people with this video or I've helped someone. So hopefully it's helping someone. Again, this is, my own views, how I feel. Take it as you will. You have the right to think what you think. This is how I feel. If you want to message me with anything, advice, or just you want to talk to someone, please feel free to message me. I will answer you as soon as I can. Yeah, there's a lot of myths out there, and these are just a few of them. So hopefully this debunked a few for you. And thank you for watching, and I will see you all next week.